But yeah, so this is the Loft episode 24. Excuse me. With I got Reggie and I got Hakeem from the Block Gives Back. And yeah, you guys are killing it. You're a Philly-based organization, right? You just all about the community and about all that stuff, right?
Yep, man. We started about 6 years ago now. Been in it just trying to make a difference in many different ways, whether it be giving back in the efforts of street cleaning or cleaning parks. But now we've trying to grow. We're doing like daily programming now. We have a music program. We have a shop class. We had yoga lessons or yoga sessions, I should say. And just trying to expand to be able to offer the community many different options for something that caters to them for free. As well as doing the original efforts that we have, such as the street cleaners, the park cleanings, the original series that we have. But, you know, just continue to grow since we've been around for this period of time.
6 years, right?
6 years.
And did you start it? Who started it?
It's me and a couple other guys, Felix, Kevin, Tyreek, Tommy. We all started this up and created this organization that's just grown so far and expanded. Now we have guys like Sean and Reggie around, and it's just blowing up into a family now. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I mean, I was going through your guys' page, and I had a few questions about sound healing because that stuff was like, it was so different. I'd never seen that before. I did my own little research. Supposedly it can like help with like your depression, your blood flow, and all this crazy stuff. Yeah, I was in for that session. We did it with Nalaverse, and Atia did it. It was incredible. Like I've seen it on, like, I don't know, maybe clips on YouTube or something like that. Yeah. But being a part of it in person, it's like, wow, how is with those little bowls? The bowls, not to like, you know, say it's just a bowl, but it's amazing the sound that can come from it and how you feel it, the vibrations in the room, and
100%.
Like we don't have a professional yoga studio. It's a nice setting, but it was still such an effect. Yeah. It's amazing how that really worked. Yeah, I was watching some videos and it looks super interesting, and it was super calming from that little 30-second clip that I watched. But yeah, it seems like you guys are doing a lot for your community, and I just wanted to really like talk about it, how you got your start, how you guys are doing now, and the stuff like that. So like it started 6 years ago, right? So, like officially, as far as the give back portion, we were always like a friend group that in high school we were together as the Block, and then eventually we led to actually giving back. That's awesome. What was the reasoning behind starting it? We were like high school. I don't want to say like the bad kids, but we were just frustrated with certain things. We always try to like make a difference in whatever way we could. So then that just led to a couple of the other guys were able to get things together, such as clothing or some money to get some food and go back and give it to the less fortunate. And then they would have conversations with them. Those conversations led to, hey, let's try to do this on a bigger scale. Yeah. And a bunch of those guys, I wasn't even a part of it at the time, but a bunch of those guys started this big drive on GoFundMe that raised the asked for, I want to say $400, but it ended up raising about $1,400. That's awesome. And then it was like, hey, let's keep this thing rolling. Let's make this bigger and bigger throughout the year. And that's when Tommy invited me in. And ever since then, it's just been, how can we expand? How can we continue to give back and touch the community in different ways? That's amazing. I mean, yeah, like I always say, if you put good energy out there, it comes right back to you. You know what I mean? So I think it's just really cool. So what community are you guys in specifically? So we try to be citywide. For the most part, right now we have an office in Tacony, and we're also have an activity space in Kensington where we're sharing it with Impact Services and Ride Free organization. Cool. So Reggie, how'd you get involved in it?
Cool story. All right, so basically, one day, every Saturday they have a food drive, right? Yeah. Give out pasta, boxes of food. I'm like, yo, that's so cool, because back in the day I was a Boy Scout and whatnot, so I'm like used to giving back. Yeah. And once you turn 18 and you make Eagle, like, that's it, right? Yeah. So like, I was in college and then it didn't work out. So I'm like, dang, I don't feel like myself anymore because like I don't give back anymore, you know? Yeah. Seeing this guy, he's like preaching, yo, you want some food? Want some food? I passed by him and then just hit them up, emailed them. They never got back to me. And then one day I just showed up like, yo, I want to volunteer. They're like, all right. And then they like took me in like a family. That's and dope, bro. And I love it because they call themselves the degenerate do-gooders. So basically, there's a bunch of misfits that just want to give back because like if we're not doing it, who is going to do it, you know? Exactly. You feel me? Yeah, I always ask myself, like, why not me? Why not us, right? So it's like, and you were able to put yourself in that situation. Like, exactly. Right, listen, because, like, you can email, you can cold call, whatever, but, like, you got to physically show yourself for them to see, like, all right, that's the energy you're giving off. Let's take you in. Right. You know what I mean? So, and I wanted to ask the Beyond the Bars. Oh, man, that program. That's a new one that it came up so quick, and it's going so well, like, at this moment. It was a little worrisome at first, like, oh, how do we get this going? Because
we built a studio. The Ride Free organization let us use this space in Kensington, and we were like, hey, we got a bunch of carpenters in our group. Let's build something. We built a studio with a giant booth, and then we connected with Beyond the Bars, who were able to develop a program and help us by donating a lot of instruments. They gave us guitars and pianos and drum sets and computers, and many of them. So it's like we can really expand to have a lot of people in there at one time. So this whole program for the youth is going to be completely free. It didn't cost anything to us other than some labor,
right?
And a couple of hours from the start. But now with the ability to give it back, where we have a couple of youth that have been able to come in and they're recording full songs in sessions. We're working with the district attorney's office to be able to give some people, an ability to work off whatever charge they have by coming to this program doing free music.
That's fire, man.
And it's developing around them as well. Like this guy Matt from Beyond the Bars has been so supportive with the whole thing to say like, hey, just bring them in and let's see what they want to do. And that's how we're going to develop the program. That's how we're going to build it from there.
So is it basically just a bunch of producers and people to teach instruments to kids?
So we have instructors that are available for whatever they're into, but for the most part, a lot of them want to get in the booth, and that's where our partner Kev comes in. He's an artist. His name's Kairos. His music is incredible, and this guy is able to put them in the booth and record their vocals and get them where they want to be. He's telling them what to do, and they're loving it. Like they're able to really come out with a good sounding product.
That's awesome.
And it's crazy because like they don't just do that. Like that whole shop, like there's like cheerleading squad for like little girls and whatnot. It's crazy.
It's crazy. You guys are going hard, man.
Whatever we can do. I feel like 'cause like in schools nowadays they don't provide like things for kids to do to cause not everyone's like a book person,
Yeah. 100%.
Some people do podcasts. Some people share their voice. Some people dance. Some people play music. You know what I mean? So I feel like we run like an internship program. Oh my god, and I love that because I love working with kids and whatnot because I feel like. Monkey see, monkey do. So if they see me doing good, eventually down the line they're gonna follow my footsteps, and then we create a great society, and we all just capitalize.
Lead by example.
Exactly.
I think that's really dope. You guys should try reaching out to like local Philly artists. I don't know if you guys are doing it yet. Like
we've got to start so far. Drama came by.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and he was real supportive of it. He did a whole interview. He did a live performance there. He had an album release, like a mixtape release party there.
That's pretty.
So
cool,
he's been utilizing the space and like really bringing people and attention to it. It's been amazing.
That's dope.
The support we've been getting on this thing so far.
That's dope. So I mean, what's the community? What do they say about it? I mean, I'm sure they love it, right?
It's been amazing. The community reception, like literally last week, I want to say it was Tuesday, we got a grant from Kensington. The Block is Back and the Ride Free organization got a $10,000 grant.
That's awesome.
To like push those efforts.
That's amazing.
And this project started in April. We just started building the studio in April.
Wow. And
now we already have this much support. We've been giving out food in the streets. We've been doing different events that are welcoming them in, vendor events and such. That's so amazing. It's been a real hey, let's reach out to them, and obviously it's coming back to us now.
And so was it basis of is it volunteer based, right?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are volunteering as far as engineers, in the studio. Our Block Stars cheer team, Mariah donated every week after week, putting up her own money to buy equipment and things for the team as well. So obviously the support that comes from any donation that we get, any form of item that gets donated goes a long way with us because so many people are willing to, like Reggie comes to a lot of the internship program, whatever he could really get involved in. He's been able to donate his time with. That's and it's been amazing. It goes so far with it.
That's dope. I always say the reason why you don't pay volunteers is because they're priceless.
Right. I like it. It's true.
The people that are willing to give their time and energy, you can't really put a price on that. You know what I mean? So I kind of want to learn about you guys too as well, like where you came from, how you're uprising, and what kind of led you to maybe start in the Block Gives Back or being a part of that. So what was your upbringing like?
So I came up, my older brother was taking me with him everywhere. So I always felt like I was gonna be not necessarily ahead of my time, but like I wanted to lead. Like he always seemed like a leader to me. He always leaded me. So when we were coming together as friends with the Block, it was like everyone was like their own leader in their own way, and we all just meshed. Everyone clicked. So, in a position like this where we're running the Block Gives Back, none of us knew what we were doing, but we were all really confident individuals in our own right, where it was like, all right, you give me a task and I'll do my best. And sure enough, we took a couple trials and tribulations, taking some L's, making some bad deals with or trusting the wrong person, and we lose some money. But down the line, it's became like, all right, wow, we've really, self-taught ourselves so much. And our friendship has still always been there. Like, me and these guys hang out. We go on vacations. We'll take what do you call it, like team bonding activity things and whatnot. 100%. And like, you know, after events, that's how, you know, we really got close to Reggie. After an event, we'll hang out until, you know, crack of dawn if we need to. Like, it's a great time.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I guess I'll ask you, like, why do you guys do it? Like, what's your main motivation behind it?
I would feel like we want to do it to where we're leading by example, and we don't have to do it anymore. We once said, so we don't exist, and I think that sounds a little off, but we want to do it to where we can lead by example enough to where people are doing this work all across. That's why we're the block. So on each one of our blocks, if we do some of these tasks, we take care of our neighbors' steps. If we can, you know, lead with our neighbors' kids and help out and, you know, lend that helping hand, be courteous. Everyone's going to be on the same page, and we're not going to need to block his back.
That's
so
true.
When you know, when we're giving out food, we want it to be where no one's hungry because someone's taking care of every hungry stomach.
Damn.
So overall, you know, I love what I do. I want the work to always continue, but then again, that means there's always a need. Right, so we want it to be, the overall mission is where you know, we can just make this such a common thing that we're not even necessary anymore.
Yeah, you're creating a new, changing the stigma a little bit, creating a new, like that actually makes a lot of sense thinking about it. Like, you know, being able to do something so much, it just kind of comes second thought and second nature because there really is no example. You know what I mean? Like, there's no really, I don't really like I'm about to start speaking at schools like when in like the winter and stuff like that, so just to kind of like talk about mindset and have like people like you guys come up. Like, I want to bring guests with me every time,
like a motivational speaker type thing.
Yeah, just like because you know what, like in grade school and in high school, I never had someone who was able to tell me like it's okay if you like stand out or if you feel left out or you don't have to fit into a certain group that maybe isn't truly you. You know, you got like the people in high school are out doing the bad shit, like,
exactly.
And it's like you feel like you have to fit in with them because like you have nowhere else to go, right? Like you were saying, like how you're like in Boy Scouts and stuff like that, like you're able to find your group of people, and like I feel like a lot of people are just lost and they get taken to a point where they have to make where life makes that decision for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I've been talking to people, like I have I've been having a lot of people on recently who have been struggling with addiction and who are in recovery, and it's like it's because they've always like got led to the wrong path because they felt like they didn't really have anywhere else to go. So it's like if you're able to speak at schools and have people like you guys or whoever like speak at schools and just kind of promote that positivity, people are able to like change their narrative and be like, oh, you know what, maybe because I don't fit into this group, I can maybe just make my own, or I can just, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that stuff's so important. So
absolutely,
you know, words can go a long way.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So you guys, what do you guys do? So you guys do a lot of, I see you have a lot of block parties and stuff like that too. That's
dope. I got 4 blocks in 4 weeks.
Yeah,
I love that event. Meet a lot. All right, so basically what we do, we go to different neighborhoods, we clean up their block, and then around like 12 o'clock, we throw them a block party. And I love that part because like that's when I get to connect with the kids, play basketball with them, tell them like what I do, like what I do for work, and then like try to inspire them. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like you get to reach them at that point. So we get them up early. We're giving them some, you know, you gotta work hard to play hard.
Yeah.
And we want to get you up early. We're bringing free T-shirts. We got breakfast for you, and we got all the cleaning supplies. Come out here and help us clean your block and maybe even your neighbor's block. We're gonna get to know each other, and then by the time we're done cleaning, block looks way better. We'll reward you with a party. We're bringing the DJ out. We're bringing out more free food. Everyone who participated gets a free T-shirt, like an event-based one.
That's amazing.
And like Reggie said, that's when you get to know everybody. That's when you know we bring some water guns out and all sorts of. We start playing basketball.
That's fire,
Reggie
bro.
gets to find out that I ball hard.
You guys are balling? You ball out?
I mean,
listen.
week.
Yeah.
I was balling that week. I don't know about
he was on fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
gotta pay respect.
That's awesome, bro. I mean, I would love to DJ and be a part of that if you guys
would
look for DJ and stuff.
Next April, yes.
Yeah, that'd be fire, bro. Just say the word and I'll be there, bro.
Yeah, man. We got a big one coming up too, like a similar vibe. It's called Peace and Play Day.
Okay.
And this one is like a block party event at a park. So we're bringing all those elements where we're doing all sorts of organized activities. We're having like a watermelon eating contest. There's going to be a tug of war competition. There's going to be, a DJ playing music throughout. It's all in the name of stopping the violence. So we're going to have people speaking out and, people from different organizations having resources, vendors and whatnot.
Fire,
so, we're trying to bring the block party vibe where we do it individually in different neighborhoods to try to hopefully get everyone, not just from a 2-3 block radius, but get the whole neighborhood out.
Right. How did it start out? Because I know you guys are doing these block party events now. How did it start off in the beginning? What were you guys doing in the beginning?
So the first event was actually just giving back to the less fortunate. We would go down 16th and JFK, provide a bag of essentials and some food. And that just kept expanding. Then we became, that's when the name The Block Is Back stuck. When people started to really support it, we started to, make a brand of it. And by the next year, we called it the End of the Year John. Okay. That was an annual event.
It's a very Philly term.
Exactly. We tried to, try it. It is Philly. So,
exactly. We got to keep it real,
One of the key things I would say and why we're sticking around, why so many people want to enjoy volunteering with us is because not only are we authentic Philly, but we're just authentic.
Right.
And people could come and be themselves. Like you were saying, how some people can get lost and why we need the motivational speakers at schools and whatnot. Like, at the park yesterday, we had a Love That Park event. There was an 18-year-old named Nunu who came and she calls me her mentor. And it's amazing, like the effort that she put in at the park that day. I just met her, and being able to get back to these people and just be around them to the point where they're getting so much out of it, and that's gonna just continue to fuel these different events. Exactly. So once we start making these annual events, people start remembering us. People see us at even the less fortunate people. We start making monthly. Feed the blocks. That's what we were calling them. We would go feed the block down 16th and JFK, and we would meet people that seen us every week. Some of them had our hats and stuff.
That's amazing.
We seen their bags, and they'll be like, "Oh, y'all the block gives you back." Like they wouldn't remember the name all the way, but they're close.
Yeah, but they'll remember exactly how you made them feel, though.
Yeah,
that's why. Honestly, that's why I'm there. Like it started because I just wanted to give back. And that's the biggest picture. The block is back. But then I just found a crazy group of mentors, and I feel like I learned that you shouldn't be the smartest person in your group. Yeah, otherwise you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when I'm with them, they're always teaching me. Like Hakeem is he's like that guy in the circus that's in the middle, piping everyone up. You know what I mean? He's a spokesperson, and I want to learn that. Yeah. Then I have this guy, Sean. He teaches me he takes me to side work because I do construction. He's always putting extra money in my pocket. Kev is always real. Calls me out on my when I'm doing something wrong right then. And then he's blunt, and I need that in my life. Yeah. So I surround myself with them because I feel like I want to teach people that we're all stars, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
But the world, it still our glow, and no one's going to tell you that you're a star. So I want to make sure everyone knows that, it's possible. Shoot for a star, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, there's always things in life that are going to try to dim your light, and it's up to you. And it's also important to get a little push from people as well, like having someone like Hakeem who's able to push you.
Right.
And then you're able to show your potential, and then you're able to give it back. Right. You know what I mean? It's that's what I find is the greatest form of success is the service of others. You know what I'm saying? And I was watching this thing on Rogan today. And it was in the U.S. It was a study where it said in the U.S. You tell people you ask somebody how do you want to make yourself happy, and it's buy a car, buy whatever, buy something material, and then in the other countries it was oh, I want to make myself happy by helping somebody else. You know what I mean? So it's able to because I personally find fulfillment in helping others. I'd rather get somebody something than have me get something. For the Teach One Feed one. Darnell, a few weeks ago, I put a video out on my YouTube, and he was
in the car.
Yeah, he surprised someone with the car, and I was like, dude, why would I not? I drove 2.5 hours from the shore to go to that, bro, and I drove 2.5 hours back.
I like that.
Yeah, just being a part of that and documenting that. There's no greater feeling in the world than having somebody who was going through that battle, because it was this girl who was struggling with addiction, and she was 11 months clean, and she didn't have a car. She wasn't able to see her son, who's 2 years old. And it was just crazy, and being able to change her life and get that, it was it was just so priceless to me, bro. Right. Does this help fulfill your purpose in a way?
Oh heck yeah, 100%.
What are your goals in life that you really are striving for, in terms of just your fulfillment? What will fulfill you think?
Right now, to be honest, things have been evolving with the Block Is Back so much that it's altered everything I ever thought would happen in my life. I never thought that I would be a vice president of a nonprofit and this far involved in control of so many different elements of this thing. So it's I'm really just excited to see what it's gonna be. I really can't even. I don't want to predict it at this point, because I feel like it'll limit it. So right now, where I'm at it's very fun, but I'm really excited to see what the next part is, because it's not it's bigger than me. I'm thinking.
Yeah, 100%.
So I feel as far as the block goes, is how far my passion is always gonna go. My dedication to it has really just been growing every year. Where it used to be I'm doing this with my friends. Not that it was always this way, but it made it easier sometimes when it felt like hard work. my friends are here, so why not? Right. But now it's like, oh man, I really want to get out there and help people in this way, that way. So the passion is just always reminded and keeping me moving forward with it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, just like being able to find something that you love to do. Right. Like I started this back in November, and I didn't think I'd be having people like you guys come on. Like it just kind of changes. It always changes. You know what I mean? It's like
it's crazy because I didn't think you would have people like me on.
Exactly, bro. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's just like I find it so important, and I say this every episode, but I'm gonna keep saying it. Like I always try to encourage the conversation in any way possible, whether it's somebody who's recovering or somebody who just wants to give back to their community. Like that shit's just so important for people to see. Right. And like having people able to see that is like so important to me. Right. You know what I mean? Like just being able to like I said, I feel like COVID really like changed everything up. Right? Everybody and then everybody was locked in, locked away, and it was just all sadness for like a year. And now it's like, let's start changing the narrative a little bit and start promoting this the positivity and stuff. So how was COVID like a bad for you guys? Like you guys were probably able to do nothing, right?
It was bittersweet on a lot of angles because it was like we already have these annual events, and we had to cancel a lot of them. We didn't have no in-person fundraisers, but thankfully, just being unique and being able to adjust and having such a big network, we were able to still survive and we thrived. We were actually on
I found them around that time, actually.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
really?
We were still doing the food drives, making sure that people had to eat because around that time, in the supermarket, you go in there and there was nothing in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was really, that was a scary time.
100%.
Yeah.
So that's why I was happy to be there. Yeah.
At the time, it was March 13th, I think, was the beginning of the pandemic. So we had a meeting. I think that was a Tuesday, I want to say. And Tommy said to me, he's the president. He says, he says to the group that we should, start doing our Feed the Block event every week from the store. And I'm like, nah, this thing's not going to last. It's not that important. We don't got to adjust like that. And he says, no, we should do it. Sure enough, we did it the following week, and we did it every week for a year straight. We did 52 weeks in a row on Saturdays, which was an essential day because no one else was. It was a lot of rec centers and whatnot that were giving out food on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but no one on the weekend.
Saturdays, yeah.
Or maybe not no one, but it was limited.
It was limited, yeah.
So we were giving out real home cooked meals. We started serving spaghetti and adjusting all through the pandemic to cater to that day. And then we started, slowly but surely finding different ways to really build with the people that were out there. So while it did limit us from going citywide and really expanding to how we usually give back, this was a way for us to really get to know the community where our office was in Tacony. And we have, like, the family there is incredible. That's how we met Reggie.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Not even just me. You got this guy named Josh. Dude, coolest guy I ever met.
Josh from New York.
Drives from New York to give us bagels to give out to everybody.
Every week of the pandemic.
New York.
Yeah, New York Bagel Butler. This guy gives us fresh
Josh,
dozens.
Yeah. Shout out to Josh, man.
And it's not like he's just giving us some leftover cold bagels. These are different flavors, amazing quality. People really come up and be like, hey, there's any bagels this week?
Rainbow.
That's dope. That's awesome.
A rainbow bagel. Have you ever seen one of those before?
I've seen them on like TikTok and stuff.
I've seen it in person. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And I saw you guys put up pretty creative videos on TikTok too.
Shout out to Amber.
Yeah, shout out to Amber. She'll love to hear you say that. Yo. I can't wait to show her that.
I see you, Amber. Don't worry. I see you're like, it's just like, it's cool. Just like TikTok has been huge, man. Like it's like everyone talks like bad about it, but I just feel like the social media is such a tool. Like, a person does creative videos and give that, get that stuff out there. Right. So like, what's up? What's next for you guys? What do you guys play? What's on your agenda?
We're trying to get this daily programming going. Now that we have more of a footprint in, what we could do in Kensington, working with the Ride Free organization, we're really trying to build up this Beyond the Bars program with the studio. Really, invest in what the young people want to do. So if there's another program that we can,
you're asking people basically what they want.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's something that we can find someone that's willing to cater to it, like I said, we have a lot of carpenters. Okay. So Sean was willing to say, hey, I'll donate my time to teach a shop class.
Shopping with Sean on Tuesdays.
Okay.
We got, Kev's hosting. He's the artist, so he's doing his thing on Mondays with the kids in there. And then we had, Fridays for yoga. And we're just trying to find different ways to get that programming in that space daily. And as well as continue our original initiatives, but grow them. Like Peace and Play Day has to be bigger. The back to school drive we're doing next has to continue to get bigger and bigger and more impactful, and maybe be citywide. So where we can make it like a citywide holiday. Yeah. The block to school drive is going to be West Philly, South Philly, Northeast, and so on.
That's fire, bro. Have you guys reached out to smaller smaller businesses to try to collaborate and stuff?
We've got a couple. We're such a not a limited team, but our team is helping in so many different angles right now that it's like, all right, to continue a push to businesses that aren't necessarily always the ones that immediately are giving back, it's tough. Yeah. Like the other day, we were canvassing in Juniata for our Peace and Play Day event. And we walked into a couple stores that were nice enough to let us put flyers in the window. That's fine. But one of them said, all right, what can I do? And that's what I look for. Like, okay, you're worth I don't want to say worth my time like other people weren't, but that's where I'm excited. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get on this. Yeah, this guy, he said he owned a pizzeria. He's like, you want pizzas? You want sodas? I'm like, whatever you want to contribute. That's awesome. It's unexpected and it's appreciated. So, I will do what we could do to whatever we could do to help you.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, bro. I mean, it's all about giving people the opportunity to lend a hand. And then you
exactly. I tell them every day, I got 2 hands, bro. What do you want me to do?
Literally. Well, literally. One hand's for taking care of yourself. The other hand's for taking care of others. You know what I mean? It's all about. That's what it's all about, bro.
And the small business thing is a big element to what we do. Like just trying to combine with them to expand on Philly resources. So like. When it comes to our store, we want to be able to sell some of the products of our partners. We have the Peace and Play Day resource fair, pretty much, with a lot of different vendors we work with. The merchandise we wear, like these are all local brands. So just trying to be able to continue to be able to promote our partners in whatever way they can. Like we're not asking for big sponsorships, we're not asking for long-term commitments, but just a way to say like, hey, let's get in business together so we can really start giving back and putting people in position to go to your business as well.
100%. What would you say you're most proud of the Block Gives Back?
The internship program at this point.
100%.
Yeah, that was incredible. It was our first version of it, and it's kind of why I always wanted to get into this work, to get back to the youth. When it comes to being able to work with the youth, I do it with my job as well. I work for a group called PAN. It's a nonprofit, and I had a couple of kids that were troubled that I worked with that got into the internship program. Week by week, we were teaching them to do pretty much what we did, which was start a nonprofit / business. And we brought in different guest speakers from all the small businesses we're connected with. That's Josh awesome. From New York Bagel Butler was one of them. Reggie was there several weeks working with them. Reggie was taking the class himself. I didn't even really notice that at first. And myself and Amber were like hosting it every week. We had a bunch of good food. And we were just so proud to be able to see these kids be so interested. For the one that standout moment, what I would say, is when we taught them how to tie a tie. This is, a group of kids that were just so fascinated. Oh my God, how can we? And I still don't even know how to do it. I was so busy recording them because then seeing their joy.
Teach yourself, that's dope, man. I mean, it's little stuff like that where you're able to just mentor these kids and give them a place where they feel like they can go to, because not everybody feels like they have that sometimes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That meant a lot to them, and and it meant a lot to me. Like we got it recognized as a citation from the city of Philadelphia. So the councilman Isaiah Thomas was able to write something to recognize them. It looks great on their job applications now. These are kids that are 15, 16 years old. So, to be able to do that for them, so without them even really knowing what that means and without them requesting it, we're just putting them in position to do better than we were able to do at that time.
That's amazing. What's your end goal?
I don't think there is one at this point. It's just kind of just like, I enjoy doing it so much, and I feel like the team does too, where every now and then, we need our breaks. We need to take some time off for ourselves. But once we get back to it, it's like, I missed being with y'all in this energy. Like, I can hang out with Reggie, but when I see him at the block shop, it's always like, yo, Reggie, where you been? Like, I don't want it to have an end goal because it's so motivating every day. I go in and there's a new task, a new meeting to take. There's a new thing to do, and it's giving me so much purpose. I'll stop saying I'm having productive days. I just say I have purposeful days, because I'm doing it for ourselves and myself, and for the people that are at the block shop and are waiting to just have a task. Like Reggie wakes up every morning, pretty much writes in our group chat of like 10 people, adjust the crowns, kings and queens, 1%, like, motivating us. Yeah. So, if there was an end goal, I feel like we would feel relaxed at some point. Yeah. And while we do, because, we get certain rewards and we'll think we should celebrate, but then we want to get right back to it. And, the end goal could be just where the city of Philadelphia is in a much better shape. Yeah. But I still want to, give back in some way.
That's awesome. What's your importance? You guys stress the importance of high energy at the workplace?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I said at the last Feed the Block. I put the camera on Reggie. I'm like, Reggie, what's the importance of sitting at Feed the Block?
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
So
stay busy.
We really don't even bring chairs to events. We do it on purpose.
Oh, for real?
It's been a rule for years, and I even said at the next event, I'm bringing 5 chairs, one for each of us: Felix, Kev, Amber, myself, and Sean. Yeah. So other than that, like, no, we need high energy. We need everyone involved. You know, really building with these kids, because they may not get the attention at home. They may not get that attention just because their parents are at work. It's not like they're doing anything wrong. Yeah. But from us, we got all this great stuff, these games and activities that they may have never even seen before. And sometimes we have events where it's not enough of volunteers. So I want volunteers. Please, more volunteers. Yeah. And we're so busy. Let's say we're sweeping and painting and cleaning the park. We got stuff on our table that's like, we want to give it away for free. There's kids that are passing by probably looking at it like, oh man, so right, and we want to give it to them, but you know, we want to just keep expanding on this high energy workforce of volunteers, because this family can keep growing and we can be able to do so much more.
That's awesome. I can hear the enthusiasm in your voice, bro, which is really rare, because, you know, somebody who is, you know, maybe striving to help other people, it's like, if you're not passionate about it and if you don't truly love it, it's not going to succeed to the rate that it's going to be. Right. You know what I mean? But that's amazing, though. I mean, so everything can be linked in the description. If you guys want to volunteer, you guys have a website and stuff?
Oh, yeah. The Block Is Back.org.
Okay. On Instagram also.
IG and
the Block Is Back. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. There's the TikTok, of course.
There you go.
And we're trying to stay current with all the events. We're doing something every Saturday. So if you want to volunteer, and honestly, we have the 3-day-a-week programs as well. So there's always a day to get involved. There's always a way to get involved, you know, and no donation is too small, no volunteer is too young. So, if you got to bring the kids, you can bring your kids. There's been kids at all of our events, and they make it even better. So there's been dogs at our events. Yeah. So
I'm gonna ask you too, Reggie. Like, are you happy, bro?
With them, yes, always. Because like you said, for me, like, I feel like my goal in life is freedom, and I also want to teach everyone else that they can have freedom, you know. So I use my one hand working on myself to teach myself freedom, whether it's like going to work every day, giving back every day, or learning like a new skill like trading or something. And then I get to connect with the community when I go with the block shop, and just like get to talk to the people like, yo, how come you're not pursuing for your dreams? They're like, oh, give me an excuse. I'm like, nah, you're a king, go for it. You're a queen, go for it. Adjust your crown. Like Hakeem said, every day I post on Instagram, make sure everyone address your crown and strive to be 1% better every day. You need to challenge yourself, you know.
That's a good energy to have, bro. Yeah. I mean, I never really like heard that before, which is like nice, which is like, you know, you constantly telling people like you're making them feel like they're worth something, you know, and if you're not getting better, you're just getting worse. Right. You know, even if it's 1%, even if it's just, you know, little things. Yeah, like that's something that I try to stress to myself too. Like every day, it's just progression, little by little. You know, you do things that you may love to do, and as long as you're progressing, you're getting better no matter what.
Right. I kind of learned this when I took like a break from social media, because like I feel like I was trying to keep up with the Joneses. Like, oh, these people are going here, I have to go here. This guy got these new Jordans, I need them. Yeah. And then like once I took that break and really learned who I was, I'm like, yo, I'm a pretty cool guy. Let me show everyone else that they're cool and they can do whatever they want in life, you know?
That's awesome, bro. Yeah. And that fulfillment comes from just like finding your happiness, not necessarily a thing, because you're always going to want the next thing, the newest thing, you know. Being able to find the fulfillment in yourself is one of the biggest things ever, and I try to stress that within myself as well, you know. So, but I mean, this was a great episode. I'll have everything linked in the description.
Appreciate you for having me, bro.
Dude, no worries. This was fun, bro. This is a nice conversation. Yeah. I really wanted to learn about you guys, because you guys, we've been talking for a little bit, for a few weeks, and we finally set this up.
It's a small world. I met him at his job. I didn't even know he had a podcast. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. That's so crazy. Yeah, I think people are gonna love this. You know, I'll share it with my people. We'll share it with yours, and I think it's gonna start promoting, you know, the good energy that the world needs. You know what I mean? Like, you guys stress all the time, and for everyone listening, anyone watching who,
Big Block.
Yeah, for sure. And anyone listening, anyone watching who is struggling or going through anything, just adjust your crown, like they said, bro. Just like, you know what I mean? Just like,
slant.
Yeah, bro. Because dude, I've learned personally. So I lost my car like July 4th. Right. I actually lost it on July 4th. And because I got in an accident, and it wasn't my fault. So, you know, whatever. It's a State Farm if you're watching this. It wasn't my fault. But basically what I'm getting at is that I was having the worst day ever. I was having a really bad day. In my head, I was like, if I would get in an accident right now. I swear to God, 5 minutes before, I was like, oh, dude, because I couldn't find parking to go to the beach. Like, it was a little, and I was having a long day. I had a long night the night before, and I was like, dude, this will just make my day worse. 5 minutes later, I'm getting in an accident. It was an accident. It was her, whatever. She was whatever. But I didn't get angry. I didn't get mad. I acknowledged that this was just a really shitty day and a really shitty part of my life. And I wasn't going to let it defeat me. I wasn't going to let it bother me. I'm like, you know,
it could have been worse.
I got my emotions out. You know, I was like, because, like, you know, you don't want to lose a car, and especially that's in Wildwood, right? So my car's still in Wildwood. Like, so it's like, you know, it's probably going to be total. It's like, I get a new one. But it's like, you got to just, like you said, adjust your crown. Just be like, yo, listen, like, I acknowledge that this is a bad time in my life right now, and it's all temporary. You know what I mean?
All temporary.
If there's anyone who can, like, if there's anything you can take from this, like, podcast, is just, like, pain is always temporary.
Exactly. Victory is internal.
And there's always something good around the corner, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's always something good around the corner. Whether it's you meeting him, you know, and being able to find your purpose and falling in love with the process of the block gives back, or just anything.
And you can manifest it. It's like, you know, it's within your grasp. You know, I feel like a lot of things that can make us happy are in our control. Sometimes we got to go with what we want to do, and, you know, what makes us happy, and it's right there. You know what I mean?
100%. It's a lot. Exactly, bro. There's a picture on Twitter or on the internet. It's like one of the most basic ones, but it's the two guys. One's digging, right? And the one keeps digging. Then the other one on the bottom is one walking away, and the diamonds are just right there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying, so bro? Close. Like, just keep pushing. And
the world's in the palm of our hands.
Exactly, man. It's whatever you make it. And, like, I had Chris Dawkins on a while ago. He's a top 10 UFC heavyweight fighter, and he was saying, we always talk about this, like, why not us? Like, why not us? Exactly. Why can't you guys be citywide? You know what I'm saying? Why can't, you know, this be one of the biggest podcasts in Philly, whatever. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's little things like that where it's like, why not us? And as long as, like, the energy's there and you surround yourself with the good people that you're supposed to, it's all gonna it'll all work out at the end of the day.
Yeah, man.
You know, so.
And just continue to be inspired and inspiring. Like, I feel like you gotta do it on both ends. Like, taking very serious the passions that you feel to stay motivated. You know,
inspire and be inspired, bro. But yeah, man, this is a great episode. I'm so happy you guys came, gave me your time on this Sunday.
Thank you for having us.
Of course,
yeah, man.
Yeah, of course.
Coaster, man. I don't want to mess up the tape.
But yeah, so yeah, this was episode 24 of The Loft. I got Reggie and Hakeem here from The Block Gives Back, and peace, guys.
Ooh,
see you guys. Peace out. There you go. Both cameras. I'll go back and forth real quick editing. All right, but thank you guys so much for watching, and peace, guys. And also, if you want to get involved, everything will be linked in the description.
Big block.
So yeah, big block. So all right, guys, be safe, guys. Peace.
Oh, that was the coolest experience ever.
Good job, guys. You guys are awesome.